Holy friends. What's up, Guap and J-Rats? How are you? Happy Thursday. Holy smokes. Almost choked on water there for a second. All right, coming in hot. Happy Thursday. What's going on out there, friends? How is everybody doing? Ooh, nice. Wow, I like that. I've been playing a lot with some AI stuff the last couple of days. There's some really cool things out there. There's some tools right now that some of us should be playing around with more, I think. It'll help us, you know. Anyway, there's a couple of them. How about some Suno? Little nice tune maker. Anyway, happy Thursday. Thanks for joining. You know what I like to talk. I like to talk a little bit about that cannabis stuff. Holy shnikey. J-Rats. That's a squad, man. What is good, Ganix, Bunny, and Danknuts? It's the Doc in the house. There's a squad right there. I'd love to pass a joint in that circle. See, that was, can I tell you I'm bad with names. Y'all can hate. I'm so sorry. The girl who was on yesterday, what up, Garrett Bear? Fam? Yeah. Ohio and Canada. Don Voight, what's up, brother? Golly. No, the aeroponics conversation the other day, that was pretty cool. I jumped in, I was listening. I was trying my best to be as attentive to y'all as I was hanging out with my niece at the same time, so there's a little juggling going on, but I was definitely I like that. That was super cool to hear the back and forth between people doing the plants that we love, people doing other plants, different grow styles, Neato Supremo. No, I was sitting right before this, probably about 10 minutes ago. I changed the name of I do that right before I start. What should we call this live stream? Kind of keep a theme and a topic going for the whole thing. And there's some news that we can talk about, and there's some whatever, but like the whole gist of my conversation are the healing properties of cannabis, right? And I love the damn healing parts of this plant, and I appreciate y'all for doing it and making it good in quality so it can be the most healing that it can be. Oh, here it is. Mr. Ganix, what's good, fam? How are you? Sean Whitney with all the love. Dudley Dawson, my friend. Holy shit. Got everybody. John, how's things, man? Can I ask you, I mean, you don't have to tell me if it's too public of a space for you, but I just want to know how things are going with you at work. How's the regulated market treating people? I've been, man, y'all, I've been battling with it. I want to get back and do some work, and it's because I know cannabis the best, and cannabis is what I care about the most, that I keep looking at the dang cannabis market. And I do hope that I can maybe get back in, do some things, but since the day that since I started, I think it was the healing properties of cannabis that have made the biggest impact to me and have changed my perspective the biggest on this thing. It's the other day, I heard somebody say it was be a creator, not a consumer. And I kind of like those words. It made me kind of resonate. I was into it. But y'all know me, everybody in here, y'all my growing friends, y'all know I don't grow. So I'm not creating in that way. But I feel like there's some other ways to like do something with it where I can feel like the contributions are still there. And the contributions that I think that I offer the best back into cannabis, because cannabis has given a ton to me, is to try to help portray the healing properties of this thing. And healing is just overcoming, you know? And whether it's for physical, whether it's for mental, and then we even get into like the building properties of it. And really, it's for construction, it's for building, it's for health, it's for really, I mean, this plant, y'all know, it's that jam. So the health properties of cannabis are what I feel like I'm going to talk about tonight. You know, if anybody got any questions, definitely please feel free to jump on in. See, Bunny. Thank you. GCN is fully in effect. That's the fam, Mr. Gannix. Oh, man. Where's my buddy Dr. Dank Nugs at? I like that guy a lot. Dr. Dank. No, dude, you guys are some really cool fucking people. I appreciate everybody and what you're doing for this plant, for this community. I like how you're bringing people together, and I like how you're bringing ideas together. A lot of what I see going on with all of y'all is collaboration, and that's it. That's the healing properties of cannabis, right? Collaborative. You know, I mean, all that's green. What's good? Oh my god! Are you playing GTA for real? Get the hell out of here, Guapo. You own an Xbox? What is happening? How much do I know about you? I thought we were friends. No, I'm just playing. No, I didn't know it. I wanna, I wanna play that damn game. Not GTA. Oh, y'all are playing GTA together? Shee! Guys, I get motion sickness from some of this stuff. Cannabis doesn't even help. I don't even know. Oh, there it is. Tank Nugs, what's good, fam? Doc's in the house. Oh, that's great. Oh, man, what a good squad. You don't have a oh, PC, yeah, okay. Yeah, I like that, Guap. It works, it's a dual thing. This is the real streets out here. You ever been mugged for your car? Shit's serious. Took me a while to get that car. Now somebody else has got it. They stole it from me. And I feel like getting revenge. Get the squad. Yeah. Oh, man. Anyway, methods. Oh, there's a lot of OGs. Hey, just because I got y'all here, and just because I don't know if a lot of the I don't know if a lot of the squad here, a lot of the Gromies, have heard me say this a lot before, and where my perspective is on cannabis and what the most important parts of it. Methods of ingestion, cannabinoids, terpenoids. We haven't really dived too heavily scientifically into flavonoids, which I think are another part of this plant that may have some binding effects that kind of help the entourage effect do its most effective bits. But realistically, there's only 3 parts of this, and there's no like I don't think you can really revolutionize much as far as like what this thing will do healing wise, right? Oh, bro, you can put whatever you want in the chats. I wish I seen what it was now. Fuck. All right. Damn it, dude. If you do the right things with this plant, you will get the proper result. Anybody, I'm not something special to it. I've seen this in instance a lot of different times with cannabis and how it's effective, but anybody can learn those things. This is what I'm trying to tell everybody out there. It's methods of ingestion, it's cannabinoids, and it's terpenoids. And if we really hone in on this aspect of things, we really can find the most healing properties of the plant. Methods of ingestion that we speak on regularly: inhalation, sublingual, that means underneath the tongue and in the mouth, and then they call it oral, but I like to say edible to not confuse anything, because under the tongue and sublingual is in the mouth, but they say edibles, right? There's a 3 main categories, and then there's topicals as well. Y'all will hear me throw in like suppositories or something wild at times, but methods of ingestion mean the whole entire world. Reason for it being is only a few of these ways are capable of getting you intoxicated. Some of them are incapable of getting you intoxicated, like topicals, right? And some of them, depending on your cannabinoid ratio, just never will be that. But the reason I even mention that at all is because there's still a stigma and there's still a propagandized consumption part of this thing that plays into it's the negative. Obviously, we're still imprisoned for it, so it carries that connotation. You know, depending on what aspect of life you've lived in, and you know, arguably half of the time, the more institutional, the more chance that you are, okay, that can be bad. Or I can at least claim that it's bad so that I don't have to experience it because I'm intimidated by it. And I only mention that because people are intimidated by the intoxication of cannabis. Even the most intimidated by the intoxication of cannabis, folks, when I mention to them that you are not going to, it just doesn't work. We don't synthesize by delivering something topically. If we delivered something transdermally and it was able to not only puncture the dermis but get into the bloodstream and flow through the system, there's a chance that you would catch some psychoactive feels from a transdermal, a true transdermal, but a topical doesn't cause that. And it's one of the greatest transitions for a lot of people to actually start to accept cannabis as a thing that they're going to use for a benefit and not as a scare tactic. What's good, drunk? And I think that, like, a lot of times I keep talking, this is what I keep saying, I'm trying to find the rhythm of words that makes it make the most sense so that we get the most people impacted by it, right? Cannabis isn't really that scary. It's only scary when you make it scary. And a lot of people have had bad experiences with cannabis because they are inappropriately doing it or not doing it the right way for the benefit that they're seeking, right? A lot of people just use cannabis as a blanket statement and go, okay, just consumption of cannabis is cannabis, right? That means whether you smoke it, whether you eat it, whether you do whatever, you've consumed cannabis. But then there's also the rest of, I mean, where we can scientifically measure, all of us can, but also all of us have gone through the personal experiences of it too. So we hold a different perspective at this. We hold a really nice, comfortable perspective. We're willing to continue to go towards this thing, even when, because when we have times that get bad, we would go towards this. Where in other instances, if somebody's had a bad time with this and they are starting to have a bad time now, why would they ever turn to this? It seems kind of counterproductive. Also, if you're having a bad time and you're institutional and you've had a lot of rules in your life and you're trying to stay by the rule, and that's okay. It's not a bad thing, but it is a fear. It's a fear to step out of your comfort zones. It's a fear of rejection. It's a fear of also probably imprisonment. You still don't maybe know the laws or know the whatever. It's a fear of like excessive intoxication with the risk of panic as well. And we just have to bridge this thing, right? Like, and that's what I'm trying to, a lot of times I think by my message being pro cannabis, it's like, okay, everybody imagines that maybe I just want everybody to smoke a joint and get along, and that's one aspect of this it might be, but it's not. It's more that I want every single person who suffers from a symptom of a condition, and even for people who suffer some direct conditions, to have one of the most effective tools that we know without the risk of some of the very potential harms that come from some of the other things we use to heal with, right? I'm sorry that I was thinking about this. Y'all heard me talking about it with Guapo the other day. I try to choose my words very carefully. I think sometimes it leaves me, maybe, I don't want to say stuttering, but I just want to make sure I say the right things, because things around cannabis are super interpretable. Every one of us knows, each one of you sitting here listening to me interprets the words that I'm saying too. And you go, okay, well, there's common space in this, but it's common because it's you. It's as common to you and I as what we imagine common courtesy is and common sense is. We all know that has become far less common nowadays. But it's, to me, the risk of you not being common here, and the risk of you staying too in fear of this thing that is healing and beneficial to you is it is just that. It's fear. Fear will hold you back from feeling good. It will hold you back from getting the comforts and reliefs you deserve. There is a vulnerability, I think, that all of us give up. Excuse me. And it's pretty early, so we might not respect it in the same way now, but there's a vulnerability when all of us start consuming this thing and we have those out of control moments, or we have the very like intoxicated, like, holy shit, my heart's racing, my mind's racing. I feel like I maybe overdone it a little bit with the cannabis this time. And it's not that I'm afraid of the cannabis. It's that I know that I pushed my limitations too far. And to know that cannabis can do that, and to know that, like, it just takes us going through life and controlling it. And then also, because we've done it enough times, we built up a tolerance to the negative parts of it. So I think for a lot of us, it's like easy to say, hey, this has done a benefit to me. And the way that it's benefited me is by inhalation. And even then, as growers and stuff, we go, okay, I can help you by giving you product. And I love that. I think that that's the most beautiful thing we can do in the world, right? Share with people a healing property that you have for them. The only reason I'm even saying this whole thing is because let's just make sure we deliver the proper delivery mechanism. And a lot of times a joint isn't that bad, but a joint can be too much, right? Low and slow. Make sure we're given the proper cannabinoids when we're talking about what cannabinoids we need. See, I think the thing is, like, everybody's heard that epilepsy has a benefit from cannabis. I do not recommend, and it's not that it's not beneficial in some properties, but I do not recommend you use inhalation of cannabis to deal with your epileptic symptoms. I believe that epilepsy is better controlled by longer term regulation of some of the symptomatic responses caused by your condition. That's at least been my experience, and it's CBD, right? When we're talking epilepsy, it's not THC dominance. Oh my god, and that's all that's green. You nailed it. A see, and like that's the other thing too. Like a full extract cannabis oil, something that has all the different properties and all the different cannabinoids in it, kind of captured in different moments in time. And I think that's why, like I've talked about it too, when you capture, because I'm not a grower. I got a lot of growers in here, and y'all might hear me one of these times and you're gonna go, holy shit, I just figured it all out. It's when in the grow cycle that we capture these different cannabinoids, because it starts off as, what is it, CBG, y'all, and then it degrades down to CBN, and maybe there's something. I don't think there is, actually. I think CBG is a starting point, and I don't know if there is something after it. But you know what, with the amount of cannabinoids that exist, I wouldn't doubt that there is in this molecular chain. But where within that time of capture, what light cycle, what nutrient cycle, what forces of nature have given me the cannabinoids that are most effective for what I'm looking for? I think that, like I said, y'all, CBG is brilliant. All right, CBG has a lot of cognitive benefits, a lot of neuroprotective benefits. I mean, I past that, it's anti-inflammatory. It's got all of these properties, right? But not a lot of us have an abundance of it, because in Prohibition, everything was grown to maximize that THC percentage. Catching THC at its peak gives the plant this very consistent buzz to it. And that's what I think the allure of like Prohibition does, right? Intoxication, just, oh, I'm going to use this thing for intoxication. But when you want to use it for healing, there's a, oh, see this? And you combo all cannabinoids, right? But CBG is beneficial for, like I said, the neuroprotective. It is beneficial for the anti-inflammatory. It's beneficial for mood boost and elevation. So anybody who's suffering from any one of those things, we also can find all of those properties in CBD, sativa. There's a bunch of other words that describe these molecular. There's like molecular names that cause reactions, and then there's like common names that cause some reactions, and then there's like methods of ingestion which cause some and like, how do we balance out all of these different things to make the most effective? Methods of ingestion, cannabinoids, terpenoids. And when capturing the plant for cannabinoid production, because maybe you want THCV. THCV is very beneficial for it's the cannabinoid, the one that everybody says it's the anti-munchies, right? It is an appetite suppressant. Oh, and for a lot of us, we go, oh, thank God. Give me something that you know, because I love the sweets and I just like food all together. But it's not a bad thing to like food. It's okay. We just don't know how to do it right. Same way we don't know how to do the cannabis things right sometimes too. And it takes a lot to admit that there might be something that I'm doing that's wrong. Look, all I'm saying is if you're using cannabis, and I have a lot of very close friends to me who use cannabis every single day of their lives, who seem to be missing the mark sometimes, who ask, and it's not that, is cannabis always going to be the thing? No. But I think maybe in some of the ways we consume it, it might not be the thing either. Especially just a bland example that every single one of us knows somebody who said this at some point. Well, I don't even get high anymore. I don't even feel it. I don't even know if I get high anymore. I just do it to do it. Well, that's the misrepresentation in the bad way of consumption, right? So there's bad ways to consume this, and there's routines for us to get into that might be routinely comfortable, but they're not systematically comfortable. I think every single one of us would turn in any piece of cannabis that we have right now to get us a little bit of that giggle weed. Y'all tell me you don't want some giggle weed. Tell me you don't want to feel like you felt back in the day when you're sitting around, you got the light and Aries, a lot of fun, you were giggling your ass off, you're eating fucking frozen grapes and M&Ms and shit, I don't know, that was what I was doing. You broke the whole top of the ice cream cone off in your mouth, but then you're watching some Robin Williams, so you're laughing, spitting ice cream cones everywhere. Oh, come on, man. Y'all don't, giggle weed would be it. But I think we broke giggle weed, right? I think maybe, and this is why I also have this, there's a partial argument to the fact that when older people say, oh, weed from back in my day was just so much better, so much different. Well, no, it was because it made you feel giggly and whatever. Is that a product of different cannabis and different capture of profile? It's very possible. Or is it because of a tolerance thing too? Oh, and all that's green, I promise you, edibles are the one thing that I kind of get a little bit giggly with too. And I tend to use an abundance of excess cannabinoids when I consume edibles. I tend not to eat edibles purely for THC. That is just not my MO, and it just does, whatever. Obviously, there's THC in a lot of the things with the excess cannabinoids. I like having abundant CBD. Give me that. I'll take as much CBD as I can possibly get in my life. I think it's one of the coolest things, and it's outside of if you have bad CBD. I've had some headaches from taking an abundance of bad CBD, and I don't know if it's because of CBD itself as much as it is the extraction method to get to that whatever CBD I'm taking it. Chi-Town Hi-Fi, what's good, fam? Oh, I'll take some CBD. My man, what's good? Yeah, RSO full spectrum gummies. Yep. And that's it. All it's green. That makes the most sense, right? And it's not because THC gummies plain have a place. That place is bedtime, if you ask me. You can use them. I'm not hating. I'm not being whatever. I think that if you're using edibles to regulate your consumption and you're doing it during the day and you're not using CBD, you're not using CBG, you're not using CBC, and you're not using THCV, I think you're really missing some of the benefits of the daytime use of cannabis. And you're really using one of the cannabinoids that could make you potentially, and I'm not saying it does because there are plenty of people who don't respond that way, but if you used it incorrectly or you felt too much of it, it would make you lazy. So, trim jail. But the end results, Well, and again, all of these things matter, right? Method of ingestion, cannabinoids, and terpenoids. But you know what also matters? Who grew them? You know what else matters? Who extracted them? You know what the other thing that matters is? Who re-put all the things back together to make the thing? Because though THC is THC, it is THC. Oh, there's a lot of factors that could go wrong in the extraction, cultivation, or creation of cannabis products that aren't just flower, right? And concentrate's a little bit different because as long as you know the method of or what like extraction method you're using, you can typically tell what level of clean you're dealing with. Like a CO2 extract, like there's not like dirty CO2, if that makes any sense. Like CO2 is CO2. Could their equipment be dirty and unclean and filled with, you know, could the CO2 tank have some excess gases in it or something? I mean, I'm not saying that that is a reality. Could it be a possibility? I would say maybe, but if you have a tank of CO2 and you're CO2 extracting, it's pretty straightforward. But yeah, so anyway, cannabis has a lot of potential to be a healer. It has a lot of potential to be more like I don't. Okay, I'm trying to choose my words gingerly because there are a lot of growers in here, and I'm precursing this so that your ears are perked up. Okay, now that y'all hear me. Strain names and shit don't necessarily matter as much as they used to. And there's a little bit of clout that comes through some of these, and there's a little bit of like, as long as we know some of the true lineage of who the breeders were and what their abilities to grow genetics were, and even then, like, you're pheno hunting maybe to get some of the best genetics, right? Because within a pack of 60, you know, and I say 60, okay, a pack of 10 seeds, let's even say, if you busted all of them, there's one or two of them that would be the better ones, the hardier ones, right? And this happens quite regularly. That's pheno hunting. And then you take that and like you use those genetics to breed into something that's really quality and good. Well, then those are good genetics, right? And it kills me more than anything because back in the day, strain names meant something. It would help the end consumer get somewhere. It feels like a lot of times, like, and the thing was, it got people closer to healing, okay? Now, I think a lot of times when people are creating, growing, producing strain names, hunting who we're gonna grow next and whatever, it's because it's cooler to do, it's because more people are into it, it's because of all of these things, and I'm fully on board with that. I mean, if it has a following, it probably is good genetics and we should grow that. And a lot of the people who are growing it, you guys are showing it, right? You're showing the quality of your shit live, and how cool. And like, our friend Dr. Danknuts in here, he made a joke about it the other day. He goes, man, I like to show people how I fail and then like figure it all out by the time it's all said and done, right? Like, I think that's the coolest shit in the whole world. We're failing a lot. We're gonna figure it out and we're gonna get to the end results anyway. But and it's not that the when he failed, for lack of better words, when he had a slump in his growing cycle, that now what he produces at the end can't be good genetics or good quality cannabis either, right? Like, that's the whole thing, is that this plant ebbs and flows, and then it gets to a state that we kind of try to capture it in, and then from there we try to then appreciate it for the best of its properties. And some of us, the best of those properties, it's flavonoids, it's the flavors, some of us, it's the intoxication of it, that's fine. But I promise you guys, there's a lot of people who are doing this thing for the healing properties of it. And I think a lot more of us probably are than we give ourselves credit for. Like, every single one of us who uses, I've said it a lot of times, I believe that my sensei, my first mentor, was the first person to ever say it to me. But all prolonged use of cannabis is medical cannabis, right? And what's a better word than medical? It's healing cannabis. It's for a positive, it's for an impact that somebody's looking for health benefits from. Healing, health. So, and I mean, when I tell everybody what's health, health starts here. Like, it's in our head. So if the fuck it all aspect of it is what we're using this for, it's as much us using this to heal and for our health as anybody else. And sometimes just a quality enough thing does the trick to get us to a place where we're all very comfortable and healing. I've been just, in a lot of what I've asked a lot of the growers around me is to keep doing what you're doing. Keep growing who you believe in. Keep doing the genetics and the whatever. At some point, take a stab at something and do something a little bit different one time. And try to see what the healing properties of it are, right? If you have the potential to grow an excess plant that you can capture a little bit early, or you let it go a little bit later. You play with kind of the timing, or maybe the nutrients or the environment, and then all of a sudden you go, wow, this is really like, this is the hitter. This is the thing that does it for me. You know, that's like, I hope everybody, y'all talked about it the other day in the stream. Journaling, huge thing. Keep your journals about you, your growing journals, your personal health journals. All of them will really help in the long term. Especially once you find something that is effective, because in like cannabis dispensaries now, let's say you find one strain that really does the thing. Or as a grower, you find the thing that does really well, but what if it gets sick or whatever? Anyway, you find the one thing, but then the one thing doesn't do what it was supposed to do last time. What happens if the one thing herms out this time? Holy hell, I don't know what happened. It just stressed out. The one thing isn't available at the dispensary anymore. Well, in the journaling of this, and this is where, like, knowing methods of ingestion, knowing cannabinoids, knowing terpenoids, you can find something that should, health-wise and healing-wise, get you to a very similar level of comfort. While the rest of us who genuinely, it's just hunting this fuck it all aspect, that's okay too. We wouldn't need to be as precise probably in the terpenoid method of things, and we might not even need to be as precise in the methods of ingestion type of things, right? Some of us might not respond well to edibles because our stomachs don't absorb them well. Some of us might not like smoking or whatever, so you wouldn't do that, right? But outside of that, can't you see? I'm easily all about persistence. Friends, I love this plan a lot. I'd like to see some new shit happen with it. I'd like to see us go back to some, like I said, the old strains that our parents and our grandparents and the people before us, every single one of them that we've run into at a dispensary, in a smoke circle, at a concert, who said shit from back in my day was much better. Let's figure it out then. Let's put them to the test. Let's try to capture something that isn't so abundantly heavy in THC. And I don't know if that means that, can you make the plant become its most resinous self? Can you make it become its most juicy self with the terpenoids without getting to the point where THC is at its maximum? Or is that in the same growth cycle, right? Is that where you have to capture it there? But I'm just telling you, I can't imagine that to be true because of what I'm saying. And I've had cannabis myself measured by a laboratory that measured in at 14%. One of my favorite flowers in this, get rid of cookies. Well, and I think like that's the whole thing. Like, okay, cookies as a whole concept is literally a branding opportunity. Cookies is the first McDonald's of cannabis, okay? Now the strains and everything, I know you're probably talking more lineage and strainage, but let's talk to the man who now owns that to be able to say that. It's Burner, right? And I'm not even mad at the guy. I think it's one of the neatest, like, in a world where McDonald's makes more money off of real estate and franchising fees than it does off of selling burgers. Your brand can be everything to it, right? But the difference between cookies and McDonald's is consistency across markets. No matter where the fuck you go in the entire world and you eat a McDonald's burger, that shit is gonna taste like a fucking McDonald's burger. I've been to multiple cookies dispensaries. I've had multiple cookies strains. I've had tons of Girl Scout cookies, fuck, dude, name them all. Mandarin cookies, shit, the cookies own cookies, the Cookie Monster. No, it doesn't really matter. There's a lot. We're in Animal Cookies, another one. No, and that's okay. All that's green, I think, even Chi-Town would tell you, you can grow a good one. Chi-Town would probably be able to grow a good one if it was, you know? But it's just such a crossbred, boring, you know, what is it really? You know, to even say that nowadays, half the time, are we talking about it meaning Burner's company, or are we talking about it meaning a strain name? Right? It's the same thing, like GMO came out for a while and then everything had a GMO in it. Gelato came out for a while, everything had a fucking gelato in it. Cookies came out, everything had it. You know, like there's just these phases where everybody kind of get, peanut butter breath was one of them. Holy cow, did everybody have to have one of those? You know, there are these fads and these phases that go on with these plants, and some of them do carry some different notes when they're done distinctly, right? Or when they're done quality, right? There's a lot of, and the other thing is too, like I said, if Cookies is just selling a franchise name and he's just letting people slap that blue logo on the front of their store in California the same way that they are in Chicago, the same way that they are in New York, the same way that they are online with their hemp business, where is there a consistency in quality? There isn't. What there is a consistency in is brand recognition. But that's almost like getting super into Nikes and being like, oh my God, Nikes are so good. I would spend $10,000 on a pair of the proper Nikes. But then there's like 700 people who have made knockoffs of them, and a couple of them are damn good. They actually look the part, you know, they you know, but then, you know, it's like you can be fooled. You can be fooled by packaging, and some other people can try to represent the thing too. Hey, Gary Payne's nice. Donnie Burger, yeah, I'm with it. Gary Payne's a good one, I'm with it. Knock that over. Well, and I think that's the other thing too. What's beautiful about cannabis is that we do not have to pick. Y'all, this is the best plant in the world. You don't have to pick a favorite. I don't even think you got to pick a favorite 10. Because then that would cut out having all the rest of them too. There's so many good ones out there. And like, let me tell you the other thing. When cannabis is grown with quality, when it is grown very well, you would not care what fucking name it is. That's just my take at it. Yeah. Ooh. That sounds fire, Doc. Oh, Alyssa and Angelo. Now the party can start. Everybody, you want to put one in the air? We haven't even put one in the air yet. Now that Alyssa and Angelo are here, I feel good about it. I'm ready to do it. Let me get a little dabby doer out. Oh, yeah. This is what I'm going to smoke. This stuff. Y'all want to see it? It's a little orange goober. Please don't ask the name. I could not even tell you. I'm going to tell you the one name that I know that I had before. Nope. Hold on. Spiked Punch. It might not be that. I got so excited about it because I figured out what the other name was that wasn't Rude Boy. Because Rude Boy was the one that I had before. I think it's Spiked Punch. But I've had like 4 or 5 different ones. So that means, like I just said to y'all, the names just don't mean the same to me. Let me put one in. Oh, you know what I need? Oh my God, please be ready to work. All right, I think we're good. Oh, dude, it's garden time for me. That was Grojo. I miss my buddy Grojo. You guys seen him lately? Anybody seen Grojo around Guap? Alyssa and Angelo? Oh, I do love me some Gelato 33. What a good strain. Oh, I miss my buddy Grow. Friends, thanks for spending your time here with me on Thursday. Thanks for listening to me rant about this healing plant that I care so much about. That rhymed a little bit. It was kind of neat. I don't know if y'all picked that up. Thanks for letting me rant about this plant. We, just looking for canna-friendly places. Damn it. I mean... yeah. Damn, dude. That sucks. I have to worry about that. Cheers, friends. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate y'all. The Soos is loose. Watch out. You're gonna find my buddy Goose. His name's Chuck. He don't give no fuck. 11-11. Wish somebody the good luck, you know? Air Bear, what an amazing guy. Gary, I'm happy you made it through the tornado. Gary was a few minutes away from being sucked up into a North Tato a couple of weeks or last week, and he's safe and we're all good. So cheers to you, Gary Bear. One for Anita and Lucy as well. Although I'm pretty sure if like the tornado got too close and you just let Lucy out, she'll get the son of a bitch. You know what I mean? Lucy will just and just I think she could fight a tornado. That's like, you know, little piranha power, you know? Strong jaw, mighty, low to the ground, good center of gravity. Fucking loose, man. Cannabis news is kind of boring, so y'all know. I mean, there's stuff. Texas looking to ban everything. No shit, it's fucking Texas. What we're talking about. And they voted 95 to 44 to criminalize hemp-based THC products, so that's no good. It's not looking good for Texas. All that's green. Thank you, and cheers to you. I really appreciate that. I hope you have a wonderful night and a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you next Thursday, hopefully. Oh, hell yeah, Guap. That's so fire. Alright, good. All right. What No, Guapo, stay in here. Guapo better not leave. I don't think he's allowed to. No, all that's green is leaving. Talking about? Oh, the damn. Oh, Texas. That's no good. Whoa. Alcohol, Tobacco, and Cannabis Commission raids Baltimore business. Oh, that's no fun. There's a lot of weird, you know? Texas on the verge of banning. Yeah, we see it. That's unfortunate. You got anybody from Texas in here? This ain't Texas. No, Georgia's back. We're good. Here, you're not allowed to go anywhere either. You better not be going nowhere. Ooh, Cherry Garcia's a good one. Yeah, my goodness. Yeah, you know what the thing is? All cannabis is good stuff. When it's grown good, it's all good. That's what I was just talking about. Doesn't matter. As long as it's good, it's just good. I like to smoke cannabis. I like to consume it through inhalation. I think the reason why I like to consume it so much through inhalation is because every time that I do it, it feels like I don't feel like I am abusive in my. Okay, check this out. You can only smoke so much before you get to a point where you just don't want to smoke anymore. You just punish yourself more. And there's plenty of people that are in here that go, oh, I could smoke forever, every single day for a mountain of this shit, wouldn't even matter. And that's fine. I promise you I can prove you wrong. It is that point of like awkward or discomfort or like, I don't need anymore. It's not even that like, why do I keep doing this, right? Inhalation, for a lot more people that I know, like I said, how many of us have said, oh, I don't even know if I'm feeling it anymore, it's not really doing as much. I just don't think that you can abuse, or it's, well, you definitely can. I just think that there's a natural shutoff in our brains for the abusive part of excessively using cannabis, right? And that's why I think inhalation of cannabis is such a powerful tool. And a lot of people discredit it purely on the fact that they don't want to inhale something. That is an intimidating thing. They've got virgin lungs. I don't blame you. You do not need to inhale anything. That's not my method of it. But I wish that, like, in the same sense, every single person who I've ever talked to in a medical dispensary that I've said, okay, what if I have an inhaler back there? Would you use the inhaler instead of a smokable, like a vaporizer or whatever? If I actually gave you, like, one of the, you know, people go, you know, like it'd be a medicine bottle for you. And then every single person said, oh yeah, I would do that. Well, that's still fucking inhalation. It's just how the thing is suspended in space and time, or how we're, you know what I mean? So like, I wish there was the most refined and clean way of doing an inhalation thing. And I don't know that combustion is the best way to go about it all the time. But if there was an issue, and I heard this the other day, inhalation's the best. It's a breakthrough. You nailed it spot on, Alyssa. You nailed it spot on. What was I? Oh, I almost nailed it there. I almost had it. Here we go. It'll come back. Give me a second. Damn. Good thought. Came and went. But anyway, moral of this whole thing is, I tell a lot of people, like, you don't have to feel guilty to feel good, first of all. Regulating yourself is a beautiful thing, right? Everything in moderation. We all say that. Well, the intoxication of cannabis is my moderation. And because it's so shortly lived, and because it's in and out of the system quicker, there 100% is there's a level of chemical consistency that you've given your system that once you don't have the chemical consistency makes you go, oh, well, I kind of want that. Or there's this really awesome thing that happens with cannabis. You go, wow, I didn't really realize that I didn't necessarily need that as much. And you're like, okay, you start to get away from the things like the consistencies that you thought you would be more addicted to, the inhalation, the fuck it alls. You really start to function pretty well. You feel okay. It starts to become the longer term things that make me turn back to cannabis every time. I don't like sleeping. It's one of my least favorite things in the world. Seymour! Well, quick hello to you too. Thank you for saying hello. I hope everything is well. And, you know, well, and infinitely, Alyssa, I think, see, the thing is, and Alyssa and Angelo, this is why I think, I tried to build this community. I continue to try to talk on it. There is a lot of really good, beautiful stuff that comes from cannabis. A lot of healing, a lot of growth, a lot of building, right? Like actual building materials. And cannabis is, it's constructive. There's something more, you know, positive to it. It's you are creating something with cannabis, right? It comes out of the ground as a stalk and then turns into a plant and it flowers, or it doesn't, and you use it for its fibers, or you use it for its flowers, or you use it for its saps, or its whatever. And it's a creator. The plant itself is a creator. People who become consumers of the plant, overindulgers of the plant, people who aren't creating with it, it becomes like at least in a lot of the instances where I've been around, like in structured cannabis, in W2 cannabis, there's a lot more greed and a lot more consumption, a lot more personal. Holy Gowani in the house. What's up, fam? God damn. Wait, where's Biz at? No, ain't no Biz in here. But he might be listening. He does that sometimes. A good guy like that. I'm sure you're lurking. That's what he says. He could be. Yeah, and the community is healing 100%. Chi-Town Hi-Fi, you couldn't even say it. Consumption aside, and that's what I've said this a lot of times too. I would give up my consumption for any one of you in this community if you needed it for a medical purpose, right? And I would just share it with you anyway because I want to. But my whole point to this is your medical condition and your desire to feel comfort with this means far more than me getting an intoxication from it or me getting a buzz from it. I want you all to feel better. There's like and in that too, like I don't need the consumption, I need the community. I need the like-minded people who aren't trying to take advantage of, who are more trying to become creative with. All of us are trying to share ideas about what's the way to get to the next level and how do we do this. Is it through the preachings and the teachings? Is it through the showing and the growing? Is it through the, what is it? What makes it so that the way that we've all been impacted and we felt the love from this and we felt the community from this, how do we share that outwardly? Because all of us are so inviting. All of us have created enough and can create more for everybody to join in. Go look at dispensaries. Dispensaries nowadays, they get so close to the end of the life of their stuff because they only have a 1-year shelf life. They either have to destroy it or give it away for free. So there's an abundance, you know what I mean? I'm not saying that it's like this massive but there's abundance. There's plenty out there. Everybody can get some. Gowani, I would love to, man. I just you can come up here and hang out. Come hang. And then, do whatever you do from there, But yeah, there's just too much risk, and I know it's all jokes, it's all fun and whatever. But the fucked up part is, Gowani, I wish I could, man. I would share with any one of you. Yo, it's illegal and we don't condone that. Yeah, well, and that's it. Uh-oh. Oh, well, listen, Angela, I heard y'all have been hanging out there. I feel like a sessions on a Saturday seems very reasonable. I'm not against going to the Hideout either. I love both of them. And maybe there's I would try to see both of the guys while I was out there anyway. And then, yeah. No, and that, Gowani, I know. And we don't even have to justify. I know we're all kind of making jokes and shit. And I'm like, I'm not scared of that. Like, that's the whole fucking weird thing about this, too. Is that all of us have to jump on edge real quick and go, oh, no, I wouldn't. Bro, I know. We're all fucking around. But god damn it, wouldn't it be cool? Wouldn't it be way cooler if, like, there's a lot of things that are allowed and a lot of things that are done that aren't governed as tightly, that are far more deteriorative and capable of like it's far more consumption than it is creating, you know? And consumption literally just gives somebody else a big pile at the end. All right, I don't know what's going on there. All right. No, I don't know. Wouldn't it be neat? A world where we all didn't have to live with the fear of the plant. This plant that all of us know we use for a healing thing and not for a greed thing, like a, you know what I mean? And even if, and this is the crazy thing, even if, because I know a couple of buddies out there who still sell a bag here and there, they get a few things and they share them with their friends or whatever the fuck it is. It's just, that's kind of the movement of some of the shit that goes on out there. I'm not even, like, to me, I'm like, okay, why is anybody criminalized for that? Do you guys know how much cannabis gets fucking sold inside these dispensaries? Do you guys know how much cannabis gets sold out of these cultivation centers? Oh, I'm pretty sure you all can start to fathom. But just imagine what 220,000 square feet of canopy looks like. Right? That's, and like, some of y'all are like, okay, well, I have a, 10 by 10. That's 100 square feet. So I just have to do that. What? Another 10 is 1,000, and then 200. So 2,200 more times. What the fuck does that even mean? Try to in your brain try to put 10 of them in a, you know what I mean? Just build a cube out. Keep building the cube out in your brain of your 10 by 10. And 10 by 10's a fucking bigger tent, y'all think, right? Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. You got big rooms? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe fuck, I don't know. But dude, fucking 10 by 10, and then like think about how big that is, and then think of how many times they do that. And think of how regularly they can cycle that motherfucker. That's 220,000 square feet of canopy space. Now they need processing space, and they need, what's the processing? Why is my brain so stuck right now? They need some curing space. Fuck, it took me so long to think of the word curing. God damn, friends. Anyway, they just got a lot more space. They're doing it really big. So for anybody, what a sad thing. And then you got people like fucking Cookies. Do you all know? Have you guys seen the online store? Stop it right now. Have you guys seen? Tell me you all have fucking even paid one attention. Hold on. Let's just open this. They call me offensive, controversial. There's only two genders, boys and what? Guys. What? Okay. What? Guys. It's a whole fucking entire website. Okay. Come on. Do the damn thing. Yes, of course I'm over 21. Alright. Look at it. The man's got CBN mushrooms. Wait, go back. What the fuck did I say? What is going on here? Lion's mane and cordyceps with CBDA and CBG for the daytime use and energy terpene blend, guys. What in the fuck is happening? All right, he's got. What is happening? You guys have seen this? Delta. Hold on, no, I'll fuck that. No. Where the fuck is THCA at? Pull the fuck back. What is happening? Y'all saw that, right? It's there. There it is. THCA. Here you go. All right. What is happening? Does it know that I'm looking at it? Oh, here we go. Yes. You don't have to remember me. That's okay. Just me. Look at this. Guys, what is this? This is cheetah piss. That's a cookie strain. Go to a fucking cookies dispensary right now. I promise you, you will find cheetah piss there. It is a cookies fucking strain. Look at this. You can hit a buy now for 16 to 40. Get the fuck out of here. Look at that. An eighth. Look at this. Look at this. Friends. Come on. Less that. Look at right here. Look at the. You know how he does it? Right there. By making it legal through hemp. Wait, what the fuck? What is the weight? 1.05 ounces. Anybody? Anybody? You see what I'm saying? What is this shit? That don't make no fucking sense. What are you weighing there, bub? Not this. And like, that's what does this mean? If that means that, what is it? Can we put? Yeah, but look how good that looks. That don't look bad. It's on the fucking line. It's online, dude. Look at apples and bananas. This is a cookie strain, y'all. All of these are gelati, Ocean Beach, black cherry soda, Tahitian lime, fucking pancakes. Oh, dude, the cakes, dude. You guys are caked up. Bro, pre-rolls, what do you want? Shut the fuck up. Hold on. This son of a gun. What? The kitty walkers, dude. No. That is the best. I haven't explored this as much as I... What up, Viz? Holy fuck. He said order some. Dude. The gelatos, man. No fucking way. What is this? Adios, motherfucker. What is this? A juice pre-roll 5-pack. Indica sluggers. What is that thing? Cinnamon milk slugger. That looks kind of gross. It might just be the background against what it is. Dude, they sell these in their I swear to God, they sell these in their dispensaries, dude. Right here, these brands, apples and bananas. Holy shit, this is wild. Y'all. Wow. Are THCA pre-rolls legal? That all depends on where you live. Federally, THCA hemp products that do not contain more federally legal. Yep, and then it can be sold. With that said, right, and there are 4 states within the continental United States that currently do not allow that's Oregon, Idaho, Minnesota, and Arkansas, Arizona. Y'all don't fucking know. You know what I'm saying. Those ones. Anyway, it remains illegal for THCA products there. Oh, dude, these are, I mean, literally, this is a bunch of stock photos that are just so, I mean, dude, I kind of want to know what's up with the Freak Kitty, dude. Oh, the Freak Brothers, Kitty Walkers, multi-pack, ×7, Indica. Anyway, welcome to fucking 2025 top wholesale. Whoa, hold on. Wait, what am I shopping wholesale for? The caps, the orange vapes, feature products. Hold on. Come on, you gotta be kidding me right now. D8. Do they have a wholesale D9 section? I am about to freak out. Please. Oh my God. Oh, I really desperately wanted to scroll in there and find a edibles and dabs. Wait a minute. D8, D8, D8. D8's effective for what it's effective for if that's what you're looking to use it for, but I'm not. D8 is not what I need in my life. Anyway, there you go. Now you've seen it. Unbelievable. I mean, I'm staring at it because there's a part of me that's like, should I just order one of these and see what it really is? But I've never been like a big cookies product fan. No, I'm not hating. Cheetah Piss actually is a really good strain. When I had it in California, directly from a cookies like affiliated like actual cookies dispensary, and it wasn't like one of their just branded offshoot whatevers. It was good, you know. And Cali's where the whole operation begins with anyway, so you know, fire. But Cheetah Piss was really, really good. Man, now it just makes me feel like I should just order it, see how comparable.
Whatever it is, you know the biz. Leave a like, pack a pipe, and let's get on with it. If you want to acquire the knowledge, you don't have to go to college. You can just
Yeah, no. But, you know, that's it's the same thing. Do you ever the real question, Chi-Town Hi-Fi, is do you ever get the burger that you see on the commercial? You know? Wouldn't it be neat if you showed up and whatever it was that it was just there? You know what I mean? There's a chance. You ever see what it like? I don't know which one it does it, but they like drop it and it all like flops together, like has some like there's some bounce to everything that's in the burger. And then if you ever order one, everything has like kind of been mushed into where like there's no discernible difference between the layers, kind of. Yeah. Mike Benedetto, let's go, man. What's good? Venom OG in the bubbler, let's go. Skunk number one. Now that's, listen here now my friend. I like a good skunk number one. Now that's getting old school fancy. What is the fucking website? Do you guys know the website that has the lineage tool of like old school cannabis strains, and it shows, it's like a wheel, and then like you can click on it and it like tells you all the strains that are part of it. Is it Seed Finder?
I hate to be a hater, and I hate that I hate, 'cause if I had no hate, then everything would be great.
Okay. You want to breed it with something? I'm into that. See, this has everything, but there was a, yeah, the one that I'm talking about actually had, this is a cool site, though. I'm not mad at this. Because this can help you if you're ever in the hunt and you actually know what the heck you have. As long as it's from these people here, right? Then you can go back here and go, oh, rare dankness, there's Afghan blue, right? Afghan delight from Soma, whatever. um, yeah, what is fuck. Um, Mike, I'm gonna try and find this real quick. Yeah, lineage. Let's seed finder leaf. No, 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 no. I wonder if.
When they come for me, I'll be sitting at my desk with a gun in my hand, wearing a bulletproof vest, singing.
Oh man. All right. I'm sorry. I just like to. Here we go. Maybe what if I prompt the Google better? Uh. All right. You know what? I think that what I'm talking about might be gone now, right? No, I'm 18 plus. Okay, thank you. Because all of these, I'm mostly okay. The thing that I was trying to find, because it was the main part of anything that I'm talking about, okay, is the land race aspect of cannabis, right? Where did it come from naturally? Where did it evolve to? And you can see it through this one chart that I read back in the day. And like the Middle Eastern, Indian subcontinents, you have Afghani, Hindu Kush, Mazar, Sharif, and Lashkar, but it's Mazar, Acapulco Gold, Colombian Gold, Panama Red. I don't even know what that is. Ace? Atji? I fuck if I even know. I've never seen that. I'm for fruit flavor accented with an earthy aroma and undertones. All right. Thai, chocolate Thai, Durban poison originated in the lands of South Africa. Kilimanjaro, Swazi gold, and then Jamaican, lamb's bread. Other land races, again, these are all region locked, where there's something to be said again about, like, okay, we all see this right here, Thai, chocolate Thai. There's some of these things, Acapulco Gold, Colombian Gold, the Panama Red. These are just different regions and how they kind of left their notes behind, and how, like, this is why I'm saying cannabis is the honeybee of plants. It just saps its environment and then gives back all of the things that it is using to protect itself from that environment. You are then allowed to consume, and then you get protected from the same environment. And I truly believe that when we have a landrace strain and something that is true and natural and from where it's from, that you have a better chance of getting the best benefits from it. So any person who can, and a lot of these people, that's where Aryan Roscom and shit, the strain hunter, right? Aryan used to go out to these places, to these different places where all of these landrace strains are at, and he was going into the mountains talking to the people who have the original and oldest passed down lineages and naturally occurring plants that have just been growing in the sides of fields, and their families have been cultivating them forever. It's just a way of life for some of these people. And to think that in other parts of the world this is the perception of it and how things are going on. And they're still definitely under massive amounts of scrutiny there too. But some of them are plugged with their governments and things, and some of them are plugged with their local cartels, and they're allowed to just continue to harvest and grow. And it sucks that the governments and the cartels just interfere with the people doing the things that they should naturally be doing with the plants that are naturally occurring in their land. Um, and I wish that this plant had the freeness and the reign to just do what it was supposed to do. That it didn't have to be hidden so aggressively, and that it was able to embrace more of its environment naturally. I appreciate, I think, there you go, right there. Like Benedetto said, he's got his outdoor growing this year with some skunk plants, and like, to do outdoor grows is a cool thing, right? To be able to soak up all of what nature is and take all of the sunlight. The sun is so good to all of us, to allow the plant to actually absorb that sunlight. And that's why I think like greenhouse growing is really cool, right? It's a very cool option, as long as you have, the proper environment to prevent you from molds and to prevent you from getting infected by mites and aphids and whatever the things are that aren't beneficial to the plant, and then just grow it well. And good cannabis can be grown outdoors. Is it as quality as what you can do when you can 100% manipulate the environment and guarantee what nutrients and light cycles and everything it gets? Of course not, right? Like there is a natural beauty in this plant that then gives you, oh man, what it gives you back when it's just natural, and that's why I respect Guap doing is organic, live in soil, just natural. It's the plant in the ground, right? And like let it do its thing. We have to manipulate the environment, and we have to do it in a way that's controlled, because I'm actually trying to get an end result that then helps somebody's healing, right? So I don't want to leave it to fate where the environment isn't nice to me. It over rains, the sun doesn't come out as much, it's a little excess cloudy, too many bugs, whatever, control the environment. So I'm all the way into that. But I think there's something beautiful in using the sunlight. If you have the ability to sun up your plants, Anita and Lucy, hello. Well, in Chi-Town, my whole point to that in what you're saying is that the plant was supposed to be within an environment. So uprooting it and taking it to a different environment, you theoretically can grow it. And there's people who are good at manipulating growth well enough within these types of environments where they could take a lot of strains and a lot of things that aren't maybe the best currently, and then after a grow cycle or two, they can spark something back to life. They would then take a few cuttings of the things and then pheno hunt that thing out to find the most strong one of those, and then just produce that at a quality itself, right? And that's what's literally happened to a lot of these strains. Like with wine, yeah. And I'm fully there with you. It's the idea that taking down trees for a couple of years, all days, night. That's kind of fire, Mike. I love that you live in a place where you can do it too. Super neat. They like the sun. They're resilient to it, actually. They can be burned though, but typically the sun's like pretty far away. Yeah. Shit, you tell me what's up. What, you want to wrestle? I'll fight you. Dude, you don't want this, bro. You don't want that smoke. The shade make them grow too tall. And that's exactly it, Mike. It is because they're reaching for the sunlight. And in the same way, if it was explained to me once by, and these were, yeah, come on, get it. This was explained to me by a couple of scientists who work for Mary's Medicinals in Colorado. I ended up being able to speak to them, and they were some of the early time people who were trying to extract different cannabinoids and put them into different formulations and give different methods of ingestion. But I was talking to a couple of scientists there, and the one of them said, they were like, the thing is, it doesn't matter where this plant is from or what this plant is. Cannabis just is cannabis. And I've mimicked this my whole life, ever since talking to them. They said the stuff that was grown in the mountains, because it being closer to the sun, and because it having less the oxygen, they were just plants that stayed a little bit more bushy, and they stayed a little bit more tight and whatever. So we called them indica. They have like shorter, fatter leaves and stuff. And the reason for those leaves is to protect itself from some of the harsher conditions, you know, the cold. And that's why it's so thick and stuff, because it can protect itself from the harshness. But it doesn't have to reach for the sun as much. And then down on the equator where we get sativas from, you got the best air quality, you got some of the best dirt in the world, and then, like, you know, the sun is the furthest away that it is. I mean, you get all day sunlight, but these things, they just reaching for it all day. Just give me more of that sun, give me more of that sun. And they grow tall, you know. And if you transplant the one from the equator up into the mountains, and you transplant the one from the mountains down to the equator, it's such a resilient plant that it tends to grow. Is it going to be as quality as the one that naturally grew from where it has been for centuries? No. But the plant's resilient. They call it weed for a reason. It will grow. And if you give it the proper nutrients and whatever, it will grow. If you choke it off, or you try to grow it in rocks, or you try to grow it, you know, where it has absolutely no sunlight, or it gets no fucking water, or no whatever, like, you've doomed the thing, right? But if cannabis has naturally been occurring there and has been growing in the mountains forever, well, then you take a cannabis plant there that's from the equator, it will grow in them same mountains. And if you do it vice versa, the same will happen. So it's vice versa, right? If you're asking me how I'm doing good. If you're asking Dudley, I'll let him respond. But how are you doing, my friend? I'm giving them advanced nutrients. Now, my guy, that's it. I have 3 skunk in the bubbler right now. No, it's cool. And it's a little bit of everything. I think this is what I was talking about too, Mike. What's the best is hard to say. The best for if you're trying to grow for THC production is most of the verbiage of which you're gonna read cannabis text. And it's a lot of like the talk that a lot of I hear my friends. It's capturing it at the proper moment in time for its maximum THC production. That's what growing quality cannabis means nowadays. And I'm not mad at anybody for that. I just think that there's more to the words quality cannabis than just THC. If we could find something that was as ripe and in its flowering phase while it was more abundantly THCV available, like, I mean, that's a massive win to me. I think that that's one of the neatest things that could happen to cannabis. Dude, you're disgusting. Oh, Biz, that is the fucking craziest thing in the whole world. I've spent money on it too, and like, yeah, so maybe that's it. I mean, you deserve it. You're a good guy. A little couch lock and some boom rock. I like that. Yeah, it's hard to take someone's opinion. Well, and I mean, the thing is, you don't have to take anybody's opinion, right? Listen to what people say and try to read between it. I don't think anybody's trying to attack you or tell you you're doing anything wrong. No matter how many people's opinions you take, you have to fucking do it. You have to finish the thing. Nobody with an opinion's gonna come over there and actually, well, listen, give somebody the opportunity to come over there and fuck with your stuff, then 1,000%, somebody with an opinion will come over there and touch your stuff. But you're the one who has to do it, and you're the one who has to. You get to reap the benefits of it by the time it's all said and done. So like, yeah, you don't have to take anybody's opinions, but also too, there's a lot of brilliant folks out here with a lot of good opinions and a lot of good perspective too. They've gone through some of the shit that some of us haven't gone through yet, and you know, it's nice to have somebody guide you through it before you have to run into it. It was like, how many of the times that your parents said some shit, or somebody, like even one of your older influences in your life said some shit to you, and you look back at it and you go, fuck, had I just listened to them at this point, I would have been far better off, you know? No, and that's, I mean, Mike, the other thing is too, which, and this is, we can't oh my fucking god, Grojo, I was just talking about you. Guapo, did you make this happen? Because if you did, you're my hero. Anyway, Grojo, I miss you, buddy. I hope you're doing okay. We were just talking about you not that long ago. I swear, yeah. You can go back earlier. Yeah. I miss you, pal. I hope you're doing okay. What's good cannabis? That's what I meant. Well, and good cannabis is what you believe it is, right? Good cannabis to you is good cannabis, and good cannabis to me is good cannabis. Where if you went and had some of mine, you might go, oh, I don't like that as much. And if you had some stuff that you like, but I didn't like it as much, that could be a reality. But there is something to be said too. Experience is experience, right? And 30 years of experience, there's no discrediting that. But also, the one thing that I beg you in this too, and I'm not saying this to be anything, don't get stubborn in that too. I have to check myself in that a lot of times too, where I think I know a lot of stuff, and then like I hear something and I go, wait a minute, I thought it was something else, and then somebody goes no, and then I go check it up, I go, wow, all right. Well, then with the perspective that I had before, and it's not like I'm out there trying to preach to people and tell people what to do. I guess it depends on the context, right? But even then, be humble enough in some of the instances to go, wow, you're onto something here, you know? And I think that's where, like, maybe, you know, what risk do we take to gain what reward, and what, like, you definitely have enough experience, it doesn't really matter. Like, you could tell me to shut the fuck up and go away, and that's fine, and I would respect you for it. Your experience in this thing speaks for itself. But there's a lot of other people here who have some pretty good perspectives too, and I think you have a great one too. But oh, Mike, that would be so fucking fire. Oh, you didn't even text him? That's so good. The world just knew that I needed to see you, Joe. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad you're good. What's up, Chris? That's my guy, too. God damn. I would love to share a joint with you boys sometime. Fuck, that'd be cool. Oh, and that, Mike, you're being even here with this, right? Like, cannabis is one of the coolest connective points, and you know, I just think that because I've witnessed this a lot of times in the cannabis space. Um, I had somebody that I was a very good friend of, somebody that I've shared many a nights with, playing poker until the wee hours. This is back even when I was drinking, like, so this guy knows me from way in the past. Um, he came in. I'm the general manager at the dispensary. He comes in, he goes, all right, I need some of this cornbread or whatever the fuck he said. Corn cob. I said, what the fuck you want corn cob for? He said, oh, it's 36% or whatever the fuck he says. And I go, yeah, but corn cob is dog shit, dude. Like, don't fucking smoke that corn cob, bro. Like, let me get you a couple of things that fucking bang, bro. And he goes, oh, okay, I trust you. So I went back, I got him a couple of my favorite things. And when I came back, oh, dank nugs. I appreciate you a ton, dude. Have a wonderful rest of the night. Thank you very much. I will catch you soon. Thank you for always supporting and being here. But this guy, he came in, he said, no, I need this shit. I said, don't buy the shit. Let me go get you a couple of things that are actually really good. Some of the best cultivators in the state. Some of the best flower that we have right now. And I can even show you, like, through a jar that this is quality looking cannabis and it's not the boof that you're asking for. So I go in the back, I bring back 4 different strains. I say, pick whatever you want. He looks through them all. He looks at it, he goes, nah, dude, like, what the highest one you brought me here was, and I forgot what it was, 28%. He's like, I definitely need something in the 30s. He's like, I know you know me, dude. I've been around for a long time. That shit's too weak for me. And I was like, bro, that's the most stubborn way to look at this. First of all, I'm your friend. Why would I mislead you into some shit to begin with? Secondly, I'm the highest position that you can gain inside this building. As far as expertise goes, mine should be at least considered. And then, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I was like, man, I just don't understand this, where we're going here. You're trying to tell me that this is... And I brought back the fucking corn cob. I said, this is really what you want? He goes, yeah, dude, because it's 36%. And he took it home with him. The fucking A, dude. All the best power to you. Look out, kid. They keep it all hid. Better jump down a manhole. Light yourself a candle. Don't wear sandals. Try to avoid the scandals. Don't want to be a bum. You better chew gum. The pump don't work because the vandals took the handles. Oh, man. Boy, do I love a little bubble. Ooh, turn the bop up, baby. Hell yeah. Mrs. Benedetto. Is it Benedetto or Benedito? Is it a stronger E or a... Anyway. I just don't want to massacre your name. And if I'm wrong about it altogether, I apologize. Mids enters the chat. What it do? What it do? Take me higher, baby. Grojo. I mean, you know what? If I still have enough Mandarin Skittles in here to smoke a little one of these, I think that's exactly what I'm gonna do. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. Makes you feel that way. And I'm feeling so right. Roll, let's smoke. I got to get high. I've been high since the last song. Off that la 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 la. And I just been smoking. Mandarin Skittles now. A little ozone Mandarin Skittles. I love this shit, Joe. I've always had like an affinity for some like tasty orange tasty weed, you know? This stuff's got that like almost orange Tic Tac flavor going on to it, you know? Ooh. If everybody smoked a blunt, relieve the mind, the world could
be a better place if everybody took a break and we all just got wasted.
Grojo, you remember? I know you and Chris over there know about it. Y'all remember Florida Orange? Oh, I just miss Florida Orange like you guys don't even know. A couple of the concentrates that they made with Florida Orange. Also, you guys remember Alien Rock Candy? Oh, they made a Alien Orange Candy and a Florida Rock Candy. They made both of them. All right. And I don't know, one of them they never released to the market. And, oh, God, Grojo, it's so good. One of them they never released to the market, and I happened to have a friend, so I got to witness and indulge in a couple of those strains, you know? They had another one. What was the purple one that they had? Oh, God damn.
Open up and what you'll find in there.
An LCD microscope for YouTube? Oh, that would be cool. That'd be cool as fuck, actually, Mike.
Can you tell me that I've been so high all my life? Am I high enough? Am I high enough? Am I high enough?
Oh my God, I love this stuff so much.
We really didn't know what it was. Then I took a puff. And I realized I should always stay high. The weed makes me feel alright. If you feel like I feel, I got half on your dime. If you got weed, smoke it. I'm a real weed smoker. If it's
This one?
mine, then
Yes,
I
Joe.
would. Since it's yours, you could.
Mandarin Skittles from Ozone in Illinois.
Cause you know I smoke a lot to get high and free. Smoking all night, feeling alright. Smokers get high, so high, all night, high.
Yeah, you know what's... So we were having this conversation. Got a couple other growers in the chat. We might have a few gromies doing some grow stuff. We had this conversation the other day. And I would love to hear somebody tell me that I'm wrong. And Illinois has far better distillate than any other market I've ever been to. It also seems to just do the cart thing a little bit better than everywhere else. I've dressed earlier, plants watered earlier. Oh yeah. It's not, though. I'm with you. I just think that the initial input product and their willingness to leave shit behind is far more apparent in other markets than it is here. And I'm with you. Distillate is distillate, but the quality of what they do, and also then at that, some of the quality, just anything that they put into vape pens, there's a difference. And it may just be because the main competition that I have, bingo, exactly. The main thing that I have to compare it to, the main market that I have to compare Illinois to is Michigan, obviously. And Michigan carries very similar products to Illinois. Go buy a Michigan Rove and then buy an Illinois Rove and tell me they're not, they are just, there's a difference, right? The Illinois one is cleaner and it is better. Go buy a, I mean, shit, dude. Like, what's another one? Akana. IPM. It also, like, it's just what's the input product too. If most of what we're growing in Illinois is coming through a indoor facility and you're just getting kind of the bad parts of that comparatively to an outdoor grow and you're getting the bad parts of that, you know what I mean? Because the outdoor grow, they're still selling to the masses for like personal consumption and shit. Fire in, fire out, that's it.
Taste this good. Thank God for the man who put it in my hood. It's got me singing melodies I never thought I would. I'm feeling sorry for the homies who be smoking wood. Chop, chop,
all right, here we go. What does this say? We're gonna read this really quick together. Guap, I got you. A singular juvenile russet mite was found on a single plant in a quarantine closet. We are being overly cautious in sending everyone home to limit traffic throughout the grow. We'll be following tight protocols to ensure that the risk is mitigated to the best of our abilities. Please wash your scrubs tonight and stay vigilant around the grow. Report any concerns as you see them. As always, please reach out if you have any best concerns. Manager. Oh, at Rev. Oh, it's another Rev thing. Oh. 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 Oh, there's. Oh. That's not dirt, huh? Is that dirt? Is that bugs? Bro, it's bugs! He says, certainly not dirt. That's bugs, dude. I'm so hungry with the munchies, I'ma eat everything inside. Me and my blueberries together and everything's alright. It's dirty, alright. Jesus Christ. What's this one? No. No. Oh. Oh my God. Holy. Oh my God. Bro, what do you do about this? What is happening? Dude, I once... Okay, so I, in the past, I was... Remediate, dude, that is fucking 100%. I was, in the past, I was distillate. That's it. Bingo. Dude, that's 100% that's the cards, bro. Oh. Yeah, I had somebody that I was very close to in a grow facility once back in the day, and they took a video of them holding a plant, and they shook it just one time, did this number, and it rained. It was like this. It was like these plants right here. Dude, I was so blown away. I was like, what in the fuck is that? What is happening with that fucking nasty ass thing? And they told me that was gonna be the carts for next week. And I started laughing so hard. I was like, holy fuck, you've gotta be kidding me. No. Oh, I would, yeah, no shit, Grojo. Ugh. Bro. Is there anything, like, could you guys, oh my god, look at this fucking guy. Holy shit, what's up, fam? The fuck are you, brother? God damn, I hit him with one of those, the old school horn. Are there any beneficial predators that make sense to, like, could you throw, like a praying mantis inside of this shit? A couple of praying mantises? I mean, now probably at this point you're fucked. Ladybugs? Is that what it is? Yeah. Nematodes? Hell yeah. Dude. Because, bro, I mean, you gotta put all of them. Man. And what is this from, overwatering? Is this from, I mean, obviously get one in there, but like, what are they surviving off of? Could you theoretically, like, could you kill their oxygen source? Like, what if you over CO2 dumped the room? Can you over CO2 a plant? Could you, I mean, maybe, I don't know. What am I, somebody help me. Oh, they lay fucking eggs in that shit? Get the fuck out. Like, oh, God, dude, that's disgusting. Oh my God, that's... I don't know, man. I think it'd be super neat to, you know what? I could use some of that salsa, bro. Where are we at? We need to hang out anyway, just for the fucks of it, but damn. Anyway. Alright. We're right here. There ain't nowhere. We ain't going nowhere. I'm grossed out. Grossed out right now. That's too many damn bugs, dude. Yeah. Oh! Fucking Gawani, you still in here, bro? Dude, what about the hot dogs, Biz? The hot dogs are kind of fire too, to be honest with you. Yeah, we got hot dogs, dude, and salsa. Dude, we got... Dude, you won't even... I mean, I can't even explain to you. We got the thing. Yes, bingo, we got themed ones, dude. That's what I'm saying. There was instructions on how to build the dogs to make them the most effective. And then we were able to give our feedback on the best of the dogs, dude. Bro, WAP. That was from fucking our friend Salsa there. Yeah, regional flavors. Chicago, New York. I know, you got too good for us, Biz. We became chumps. Yeah. Just straight bricks.
Happily 420.
Ooh. Give you guys a few more. Turn that up a little bit. Not by a lot.
Ninny mini spinny, drop a dip a dilly. I love crackers when they're in my chili. I made a way to ding a ling, I wong a dong with Diddy Kong. Do you know what he just said?
Trip trap, keep up, lad.
Diggity diggity, no doubt, baby. Hoggity doggity, rainbow trout lady. Two new slew a cuckoo who do the French true. On the number 2, we doing what we do. Hubba bubba honey, happy meal, go crazy. Wiggle woggle dilly doddle, double down. You know I gotta eat a skeeter pancake eater. You and me for now and later.
No more cannabis news. Not really a lot going on there.
This one just for you.
Yeah. Oh well. Same with bananas.
Pippity ski bop, pippity doo. Have another one or have another two. Wang bang, blip flip plop, skibbity bee wop, cannonball or a little belly flop. Ninny mini spinny, drop a dip a dilly. I love crackers when they're in my chili. I made a way to ding a ling, I wong a dong with Diddy Kong. Do you know what he just said? Trip trap, keep up, lad. Diggity diggity, no doubt, baby. Hoggity doggity, rainbow trout lady. Two new slew a cuckoo who do the French true.
Here Bear, we are loyalists.
On the number 2, we doing
Salsa here does actually make the best, the single #1 best salsa that I've had in my life came from that man. Like, I like salsa altogether. I think that's a jam, but this dude just fucking banged it out of the park like nothing I've ever had in my life. Well, that's with confidence.
On the number 2, we doing what we do. Hubba bubba honey, happy meal, go crazy. Wiggle woggle dilly doddle, double down. You know I gotta eat a skeeter pancake eater. You and me for now and later. 2 sweet pink cheeks, can a double double do.
Care Bear, you gotta get a little bob going. Little bob. Alright, turn this back down a little bit. The only song you guys get the volume turned up on it for. That's it. Best song though. Okay. We had a lot of good talk going on earlier. A lot of cannabis stuff. Anybody got any cannabis questions? That's mostly what I like. You got any life questions? Y'all want to talk about some wild shit? Let's talk wild. What we talk about? What about AI? How do y'all feel about artificial intelligence? I watched a real good. I watched 2.5 hours of a couple of people having a conversation. Some worthwhile people. It was. Oh God, what is the something of a CEO? What's it called? The damn podcast y'all know me talking about. I'm using it to help make an album. I wouldn't rely on it for anything. So, all right. Biz is a shape guy. That's okay. We found that out. That's good. Drummer, what? Rely on it for anything in what capacity? I mean, yeah, there's a lot, excuse me, there are a lot of tasks, there's a lot of automation that some of these things can do. It sucks because they've been talking a lot about the impact of the long term in like employment and stuff. A 100%. And Drum, I don't think that there's much of I respect that perspective on it. Very much so a very useful tool when used for the tool aspect of it.
You may never understand how the stranger is
Sloan, I mean, I respect that. That's definitely a take at it too. Nothing though, I think, okay, with context and at the scale and with the speed that it's happening, right? It seems like every couple of weeks the fucking thing gets smarter by an exponent, right? And it's more just the interpretation of the words, but now it's what we're training it on though, the pictures, the sounds, there's a lot more oh, 100%. And I'm with both of you. And hey, listen, I just like to hear the different perspectives on it. I think there's like this fuck AI that like kind of sits very resonatably and like very understandably within a lot of us. But I think that in that, do we miss the thing, right? Because at the beginning of the internet, when the first Google search was there, you knew that you had to type some shit in, and like you were trying to prompt it to get you to the thing that you were looking for. It was out there in the internet. And then there was a period where like it got really good. It kind of actually helped get you to where you needed to be. And then it got evolved into where like now it's fucking pushed to market you into some, it's used as a marketing tool, and you're kind of geared and steered in a direction because of one click, and it's done so more to hack your brain than it is for anything. But yeah, I like that, Gare. Here, come watch it. Dude. All fun and games until things get sentient. And Chi-Town, I think that there's a lot of perspectives in this. I think I really like to take the okay. The guys that I were listening to the other day brought up an idea or a concept that like kind of resonated and kind of made sense. And it is that why like we give house pets a really good life, right? The fact that a house pet is like they don't know where the food comes from, and they don't know like how the water gets turned on or off. They just don't fucking know, right? In the same way that, like, with robotics and with AI going the way that it is, there's a point where maybe you send your robots out, they do all the stuff that's needed to be done to get the thing done, and then they just bring you back food, and you don't know how the food was made or what the robot had to do while it was out there or whatever, but, like, as long as it brings you back the food, and as long as you got whatever, you're like, fuck it, I'll take the food, you know? And I think that, like, what would be the benefit of the AI going so fucking drastic and murdering off the human, right? More in the way that if it thought that it became more intelligent or more aware than we are of what we think we are of it, if it actually became more conscious and more aware, that it may look at us and go, well, why would I want to hurt that? One, it actually is like, if it weren't for the human, the robot and the whatever wouldn't exist. And if it's smart enough to conceptualize all these other things and to become sentient in its own right, it would have the ability to go, okay, it took that for me to get here, and, you know, maybe there's something worth protecting in that. And I hope for that side of things more than the doom and gloom, like they're coming to fucking kill us all because we're not smart enough, you know?
Three bodies lying there, does Patty see? And another man named Bello moving around mysteriously. I didn't do what he says, and he throws up his hands.
Discard sandwich bits. Yeah, seriously. Happy 11/11 Gare Bear time, my friend. No, what I think the saddest part of this that comes from it is the displacement of it. The jobs that get taken away from it. And, like, if we train robots to be better, like, I saw some the other day, and, like, for a doctor to read a chest x-ray to see if somebody has pneumonia or not takes a trained eye. You actually have to be able to, with your eyes, see the thing. Now, because of AI, we just run the images through and it spits out and says, well, this is where it's at. Now, I would generally say that it should be second checked anyway, but at least the initial screening of the paperwork could be done by the robotics so that we could speed up and get to seeing more charts, right? Because sometimes it takes a week before a doctor sees an x-ray, and then, like, what happens by the time that all that's said and done? And for that, we can't be mad. And I know that you can always go to the negative side of it and go, well, what if the machine doesn't read it right? Well, and that's why we have checks and balances, and maybe we run it through multiple machines before it ever gets to a human, right? There should be checks and balances, and I think that we shouldn't be afraid of the tools that could benefit us to do, you know, to get us to where we need to be. And in a very understandable way for all of us to get this, in like the early 1900s, everybody had fucking horse and buggies. Everybody. 19, whatever it was, early teen or late mid-teens, whatever the hell it is, when Ford brings out the fucking Model T and everybody's driving the cars now. You go away from the horse, and as the people who were selling the horses and the buggies and the everything, they all went out of business. They all, you know what I mean? It's not that they all went out of business. Maybe some of them figured out the times and got to whatever, but where were the horses, you know? And, like, it just became the more efficient tool. And I think that this tool can be something mighty effective, and I've been trying to kind of learn it and understand it, see a few different applications of it. There's a really cool one that I've been using. I'll have to look at it. It's on my phone, and my phone's dead sitting in front of me, so I can't tell you what the name of it is. but it kind of is just more of a free flow speak to it, and it starts to build some things, and it starts to make some concepts into some realities. And you know, it's neat to be able to speak an idea to a machine, and for the machine to be able to put out a product that is able to be interacted with, right? Whether it's a website, a video game, something of that nature, I promise you it's happening. And it's just being done with plain English. So for some of the things that we can in plain English make happen because of an AI thing, it's what a programmer or a coder would have taken weeks maybe to make happen and effective. So the tools are getting really cool and really, you know. Bro Joe, have a good night, brother. Thank you so much for popping in here. Chris, I hope you are doing well too. Thank you, my guys. Hopefully we get to smoke one soon. That'd be real nice. About quantum computing in the multiverse. Still not stoned enough to comprehend that. Well, in Chi-Town, right. We start to get into some very, You're walking on some lines there. We're getting really close to some understandings of some things that, like, and is it that we understand it, or is it that the computer put some patterns together for there to be a consistency and a I think it's just because of seeking truth, and for all of us to accept whatever the computer's truth is sometimes, because that'll happen. But these damn things are spitting out some good shit nowadays, guys. I promise you all. The few things I've been able to do here recently are neat, and when I'm done with this tonight, I'm gonna go fuck around with some more AI. The songs we've all listened to tonight, all created by AI. The background pictures that are all behind my head, all completely artificial intelligent created, right? Yeah, the tools are becoming more and more regularly implemented and used. Oh, Gare Bear, that's what I'm talking about. Now we're going through a time of evolution, and my optimism in this, and the place that I've been I think the most optimism is with artificial intelligence. All right, is what we're calling it. Mostly with large language models. Okay, if we don't call it artificial intelligence and we call it large language models, large language models do a very good job of bridging some of the communication gaps, I think. And I think at some point, for us to be able to speak into a box that could capture even some of the inflection in the reasons why we're saying what we're saying, and then translate that back in the foreign tongue of whoever is listening to it, I think that helps bridge massive gaps that save lives from war and all kinds of shit, right? So, like, beautiful possibilities there. Girl versus having variation. In Chi-Town, I mean, that's another concept too. And I like to get a little bit to there, but then I can't help but just be so satisfied with the physical truths that we do know and the physical existence that we are under. Is there a possibility that our understanding and our truths of the physicality become ripped away by some extreme concepts? I mean, it does exist. But I think too, for me, like, as much as I want there to be some truth to that, or some, I don't know, I really just want, I really want to get it to the point where all of us here on Earth, the humanoids that exist currently, figure out a way to come together, and then ultimately, like, it would be the neatest thing in the world. And you see it, it's in my name, right? If we could go through the peace period, where there was a period of time where everybody worked together towards something. And, you know, I hope, like, the things that you gotta hope for is that it's not like this climate control thing. Like, let's not hope that all of a sudden the computer cracks the code and goes, holy shit, you guys are fucked, and you don't have that much longer, right? You can try to solve it and you can try to fix it, but if you don't stop doing some drastic things, you know? And then I think with that message from the computer, because we're all scared of it, maybe we all could get on the same page and start working towards it, right? But what if the ultimate end goal was the rock getting pissed off and freezing itself over or whatever? Like, can we actually come together as an intelligent creature, but as a so divided creature, and go, you know what, for a common purpose, because we all know? Or is it like that Don't Look Up movie, right? I don't know if y'all ever saw that thing, but, you know, let's only deal with it when it's on our doorstep, you know? Let's only be living in the moment, and we'll, you know, I think there's this thing where it's like, if you're more into, if you're more into consumption than you are into creating, then it could cause this slippery slope, you know?
Half of what we call medicine is drugs, and half of what we call drugs.
Hell yeah, Mike. Let's go.
Makes you ignorant of
Coffee, cookies, and cannabis. Oh, the 3 C's.
is an idea.
Man, Gare Bear. It was honestly great to talk to you. I'm sorry I didn't have more time to. I literally was pulling up to the disc golf course when I got on the phone with you. But I'll have to call you every once in a while and just check in, make sure you guys are doing okay. It doesn't have to be because I'm scared that you're got sucked up by a tornado. I can just call every once in a while and check in anyway. Well, in Chi-Town, you're not wrong. Maybe we have another parallel, and I hope so. You know, like that would be sweet. That'd be super fucking cool if there was that, right? Some people will think the computer is the devil. Yeah. Well, and
Money is dead.
because well, it's with anything too, and I can back that, Sloan. You absolutely have it correct. But it will be for some people, right? Artificial intelligence and the computer itself will be the thing that takes the job from some people, right? The computer will, I mean, golly, you know? It will ultimately, and through these artificial forms of intelligence and through these ways of communication, through a computer, there is an ability to take advantage of and manipulate, and you can steal from and get people to go, you know, all of a sudden you go, hey, it's so and so, it's your niece, it's your daughter, it's your friend, it's your whatever, please send me the money, and you're getting stolen from because the computer was so good at giving you an idea or taking an idea from you like that. So it is the devil in many ways for people. But foosball's the devil now, Bobby. That Veronica Vaughn is the devil, Bobby. No, and I think too, one of the best ways to prevent yourself from getting to the point where you think the thing is so devilish or so taking advantage of you, is just understand it, get to know it, spend some time with it, you know? And it could be at the risk of like a lot of, like, I think for a lot of us especially, because I think a lot of us sitting in here probably in our 30s, 40s, something of that nature, we're getting to the point where we may not we're getting a little more stubborn, right? We're getting a little bit past the desire to give the efforts towards, right? Our neuroplasticity, our brain's ability to learn and to be absorbent is it's getting less by the day, and we have less energy, we're getting more frumpy and just all the whole thing. So this is something that we could shut down, but weirdly enough, if we don't know it and we're inside of a job or we're inside of a career or something, if we're not implementing some of this stuff and we're not learning the curves of this thing, we could be without work in the very near future. And it's a fucked up concept. And that's the only thing. Out of all of this, I hope like we're just protecting ourselves. Don't get too stubborn. Don't get too in our, caught in our ways to, shit. Hey, he's not here, man. Nah, Jay. We're all, every day, and it's nothing against us. This is the truth of human life. Once you hit 26, I think, right? You reach your maximum point of growth, and after 26, things start to break down. You don't have the neuroplasticity that you've had your whole life. You don't have the ability to regenerate some of the even down to your cell structure, but like some of your muscles and things, like you just don't have the ability to do it the same. So it could be at this point in our lives where we go, I don't have to fucking learn it, I'm good. Yeah, as long as our jobs are protected and shit. And at some point, this is the other thing too, I was talking to one of my buddies the other day, and he's like super smart, a very talented human, especially with like his hands and shit. And he goes, I'll be in need forever. I go, yeah, until they make a fucking robot that does what you do. What are you talking about? Don't pretend that they can't make a robot that does what any one of us does, right? Whether it's all of these skills and all of these things, and it sucks because through life, and that's what like they were talking about on this podcast I listened to. What is the how do you fix it? How do you make it acceptable and where everybody understands it and where it's not going to hurt people? And you have to start from way early. Start now. So there's no more waiting for it. But if you start early, for a lot of us, we've known our whole lives that we were going to have to commit to doing work for 30, 40 years, and there's this just keep going, never stop. When is retirement? Way at the end. But what the guys were talking about the other day, people will be able to build and get to a point of monetary gain and production to where they wouldn't have to worry about money or, you know what I mean? Like you would just be doing stuff because doing stuff is what needs to be done. And you would have the help to do it. You would have the robotic help to do it. You would have the AI cognitive assistants that would sit there and kind of help coach you through the things. You could be a far more effective single man army or single woman army by having the assistance of these computers and ultimately then the robotics as well, So it's gonna be a fun next couple of years, and seeing what happens and being part of it and whatever, yeah, I'm in for it. I'm ready. Oh, fuck song are we listening to? Oh, you all heard that yawn? That was real. I don't know what song we're listening to. Well, I do know what song we're listening to. I just can't find it on the list. I'm trying to see where I should be hitting next at and stuff. No. Dude,
Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man, play a song for me. I'm not sleepy and there is no place I'm going to. Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man, play a song for me. In the jingle jangle
all right. Anyway,
though I know that evening's empire has returned into
you know what? Let's smoke another one. I'm gonna smoke it. What else do we need to solve in the world today? AI? No, I like all your perspectives on it. I'm the only, I keep giving my perspective because, you know. Y'all can type faster if you want to. Please cut me off. I'm not trying to seem like I'm the only one. No, I think it's a really neat concept, and I think universal income's a good fucking conversation there. Ooh, this guy net. Ooh. I think universal income's a wild concept, but I think it's one of the neatest things. And that is another thing that it's what perspective do you look at it from? Well, hopefully that's the universal income is where everybody agrees that everybody should have something, right? Because if some people agree that some people don't deserve anything and that their efforts deserve more, then it could get very, very scary very quick, and it would be easier for, and like that's the other thing is like we already see in a lot of different cultures a decline in birth rate. I mean, even in America we see a decline in birth rate. There's for multiple reasons, but I think that's a big portion of it too is survivability, right? Guarantee that you know you'll have enough to provide and whatever. But yeah, some of the birth rates are slowing, and I mean, hey, listen, we are all living literally right now in one of the wildest situation. Can't get an AI bot Prego yet, right? And I think, you know, you could probably say this a lot of different, even then, like how many times through our lives, and some of us are, you know, we're still plenty young, we got plenty of life in front of us, and how many times have we, we've looked at it and gone, oh man, it's been wild. You never would have thought we would have made it out of that shit alive, you know? And I think we're just a resilient creature, but, I think the decline in STDs. Touche. A lot more viruses. Nah, you know, you see what I did there? Because computers get viruses. All right, anyway. Stuck it in the USB the wrong way. No, that's fucking. Oh. Yeah. It's a man. I wonder a lot too. What I've honestly been doing here, I'm trying to use the AI to help me with the cannabis thing, right? cannabis thing that I'm talking about is helping people take their health back into their hands. Yeah, we're gonna figure it out. All right, I've been playing around a lot, and hopefully it helps. You know, if nothing else, it's helped me be creative in some ways. I'm not proficient in computer coding or whatever, and that is how you turn thoughts into computer actions, right? Is through coding. And now that the computer does the coding for me, I feel like we can get to some cool ass actions here. Please get off my thing so I can smoke you. I have been talking about it a lot. I'd like to get some guests. I'd like to get some people to come in here and talk. Talk cannabis, maybe. Talk personal medicine. But talk life a little bit. I think, it's wild how many conversations I've had on the phone here recently with super like-minded people who, like, I feel like we're solving the world's problems together, you know? And I want to just have more conversations in that capacity, but also, too, if it can be around cannabis, where we're trying to, I don't know, just any way to communicate about how to represent this plant better or deliver it better or make it better as a whole. And that's what, like, I'm even saying, like, I don't know. Is it by capturing it earlier and getting different cannabinoids to be the most abundant, right? Like, that'd be neat. But I don't know if that makes it better than, you know, your nice buzz or your nice flavor profile or your sticky icky goodness, you know? Project 42. That's what I'm saying. Chi-Town, you fucking absolutely get it. Project 42 is really good. That thing really deserves some, like, that deserves some ground, right? Cheers, y'all. Oh, Project 21. Pay it forward 21 times to reach everyone in the world. Project 42 is the... I swear I hit the button. Alright, anyway, I just hit the button again. I've been smoking on it. No fucking thing's been happening. Cheers to you all. Thanks again for spending your time with me. If you have any questions on cannabis, if you've got any cool takes on it, you hear me say anything that triggers any thoughts, please always bring them up. Don't be shy in the comments section. I appreciate that a lot. Dreams we used to say, there goes the time we spent it away, there goes the love we had, but you cheers, Scare Bear. Thanks, brother. There goes the house we made a home, there goes you'll never leave me alone for all the lives. 41G and a soul, connecting two people is 42. Chi-Town, you're not lying. Not lying. Soul is 21 grams. From the crib to the ride and the clothes. So you better let them know that if you mess up, you gotta hit them up. Hey ladies, or you ladies, when your man wanna get buck wild, just go back and hit him up, style. Put your hands on his cash and spend it to the last dime for all the hard times. Oh, when you're golden, everything goes from the crib to the ride and the clothes. So you better let him know that if he messed up, you gotta hit him up. All of the dreams you sold. 42 is the answer. I swear to God, dude. You know how sick it is that you just said that? I literally... Well, this is a fucking... Oh, there's some text on there. You might be able to read it. Yeah, see, in this top left corner right there, I literally just wrote 42, the answer.
hit 'em up, stop, put your hands on his cash and spend it to the last dime for all the hard times. Oh, cold and everything goes from the crib to the ride and the
God, I love y'all. Y'all are some kick-ass people.
You gotta hit 'em up.
Bromies, thanks a lot for coming back in here and spending a lot. Y'all have been super real. You know, it's cool too, like Salsa, thanks a bunch for coming in and being back here again too, right? This community of people has grown and evolved and stayed the same and continues to be just the coolest fucking, one of the best parts of my life, and I appreciate all of you for doing it. If it weren't for any of you, if it weren't for any of the connection, this thing would kind of be, it'd probably be fucking weird, just me talking to myself all the time, but you all make it so worth it, and I appreciate y'all for sharing in my thoughts and my ideas and allowing me to speak freely on my thoughts and ideas, and allowing me to at least claim myself to be some place of peace and some understanding and authority on how to love and accept. And it's not that I'm an authority, it's just that I like the idea of, it's not that I'm an authority. Fuck that, that's the weirdest, I hate that word that I even just said that. What a cool thing. What a cool environment, right? And I no matter what, and I think even I've done it a few times in here, some people say some things that, you know, it's I hear why you seem frustrated, but the words you're saying are frustrated, and the instances where all I'm trying to say is it's okay, right? I know you're frustrated, and for a purpose you are, but it's unnecessary to always be as frustrated, right? If we use that same amount of energy in our frustration to do something productive and build and overcome, a lot more of the turmoil, and somebody said it earlier, I don't remember if it was Alyssa and Angelo, maybe it was Shy-Town, somebody up there, who mentioned that this is just cannabis, it's just a cannabis community, everybody gets along and everybody, the unfortunate thing is it's not that. A lot of us know it too. A lot of us have seen people around us, and like for a lot of us now, like I don't know how into the business side of cannabis any of you are, and I mean business like where people have now multiple vertically integrated businesses that, you know, have hundreds of employees, even thousands of employees, and they bring in millions of dollars of revenue a year. Some of these big ass fucking things, they're it's neat that they exist and it's neat that whatever, but like yeah, it's no matter what, y'all. I think the moral of all of this is that cannabis has brought a lot of us together. It's not to be something that is like that's what I was saying. It's brought us together. We don't have to compete with it. Some people have gone so consumer with it and not like, you know, fucking, what's the other word I've been using all night? Creator. Be a creator, not a consumer. I wrote it down. I put it on the background of my phone. To create instead of to consume. I like that concept. Do more outwardly than you take in inwardly, and that you know, it's a good. I think it's a good basis for life. And for all of us who go, well, it's cannabis. This is what I was talking about too. We should all be on the same page. Ain't we all just smoking cannabis? When you get into the big business of it, or you get into the small business of it, because I see a lot of people who aren't like, they don't have millions of dollars riding on it, but they have a lot of their personal livelihood riding on it, right? So it becomes a lot more personal. It's become very personal to some of these people, and some people were competing for the same market, which sucks, right? I think that's the biggest part of all of this, right? Is who gets to go to what market, and oh, they used to come to me. Well, now they go to the other guy because the other guy did it better somehow. Well, he stole them from me. Well, he offered a better deal. Can you talk to the people and offer them a better deal? And if that's not it, is all you are is good at providing a service immediately and then forcing people to continue to consume it because it's the only thing they have an option at, how good is your business model to begin with, right? And I'm not hating on nobody, but I think that's it. Stop hating on anybody. Accept each other, man. And some of us, do it better than others. Some people are struggling more than others, and some people continually give more outwardly to everybody else than they do for themselves and whatever. And it's wild, dude. There's a lot going on in this space. I just want everybody to be able to make it. There's a lot of people who are not making it right now, and I think if we all understood kind of the basics of this shit, if there was more of that, what we said up there, I think it was Alyssa and Angelo who said, man, aren't we all it's just cannabis? Aren't we all consuming it? We're on the same page because we're all cannabis people. And as much as we think it's common, it just ain't common anymore, And so yeah, thank you all for staying consistent, and staying true, and accepting all of the other, because there's a lot of personalities in here. And behind a computer, I think maybe everybody makes up an idea of what the other people are out there. There's a lot of different personalities in here, and for all of you to come together under one place to hang out, to laugh, to bullshit, to make jokes, and for it to be just that, just a bunch of jokes. It's under literally, it's that thing right there. It's because of that plant. Because every single one of us has given a piece of ourselves to the plant, and we've allowed the plant inside of ourselves as a safe place. So if I'm going to be safe with it, it's going to make me safe. By Christ, I'm going to try and make you safe. I'm going to try and help you with the health, So, just to wrap up and to bring everything back full circle, this thing is about health. And to be healthy, right, there's safety in that. To be healthy, there's thought in that. There's consciousness in that. To be healthy, there is movement and discipline. It's a lot more than just, let me just smoke the right cannabis plant at the right time. Because I don't even think that's taking care of your health. It gives you some symptom relief, but I don't think that it's the... Not only do I not think it's the end-all be-all, I told y'all in many of instances, it's number 4 down the list, okay? Number 1, if you want to take care of your health, you take care of your brain. You get yourself to a place of content, right? Because I think the things that you need it's happiness, health, love, and wealth. And happiness is interpretable. That can be just considered contentness. Health, that's what we're talking about. Love, that is the connection. And then wealth, I don't mean wealth, but I just mean fulfillment, abundance. There's this acceptance of, I've had enough, and that's the fulfillment of life. And that's where, even if you have those 4 things, it doesn't matter how unphysically healthy you are, you're in a far more mentally healthy space than some other people are. They don't know what happiness is. They seek it their whole lives and they never find it. They don't know what health is, right? They've given it away to false idols, and they handcuff themselves to these institutions that really, at the end of the day, end up killing them. They don't know what love is. They've never received it. They've never given it. They've been scared of it their whole lives, right? And wealth, holy shit, how hard is it to gain anything and to hold on to it and or to have an abundance of it? Especially when we talk about dollar bills. And when you turn it into that, it's just, that's the whole thing. People who have these things, people who understand happiness and health and love and wealth, and know that health is being here first, being in your head first, right? How do I take care of my head? How do I stay content and know that what I'm doing is worthwhile? Number two, it's the food that I talk about it a lot. I'm not a healthcare professional in that regards. I'm not a nutritionist. I don't know enough about nutrition to where I should give anybody an opinion on it. But I do know that it's the second most important part of your health. And then number three, it's the movement that we exhaust that little thing with. That's taking care of your health. Anything that we do outside of that is excess in trying to get these processes correct. That includes consuming cannabis. So as much as I care about cannabis, and I think it's a great tool for you to take your health, those three things, back into your own hands, it's a great tool for you taking your psychology and your mental health into your hands. It's one of the greatest tools to help you sit introspectively without going over the deep end, right? There's some other things that are out there that are very nice in the mental exploration side of things that help you explore, right? And exploration isn't safe, right? We all do. I think that's just it. Our brain really wants to be safe. That's what they're made there for, is to keep us safe. And exploring is very unsafe, right? Mentally exploring, physically exploring, going out in the world, it can be very unsafe. But when it's done correctly, the whole thing is you can take this, the food that you eat, the exhaustion of these things, and you can really find a safety, a comfort in life that then will make it easier achievable to gain back the happiness and the health and the love and the wealth, right? Because I say both of these things, and in it, I'm talking about health, but health comes up. And health isn't number one here, all right? Because I see a lot of people that aren't happy, that are very physically healthy, that aren't healthy at all. I see some people who aren't physically healthy in even the slightest regard, but they're in the mentally best places that I've ever seen anybody. And to me, I go, fuck. If everything went tits up for them and they died today, they died in a happy life. If these other people do, they die miserable. And it's just a fucking sad, like, oh, golly. And healthcare can't be spelled without THC. I like that, Chi-Town. Thanks for putting that out there. Oh, god damn it, Gary Bear. I fucking love you, brother. Hey, that's the facts. No, I think somewhere in these repetitious thoughts that I have, I think through the words that I continually use to try to describe it, I think somewhere in there is real, there's a possibility for honest acceptance, right? There's a real place for, like, world peace. And there's an honest opportunity for every single human to know love. And, like, to stop being so fucking afraid of it. And how is it that, like, because of you being safe, there can't be peace? You dig? That's what war is. And yeah, anyway. I just know that somewhere in these words, y'all, and I know somewhere in these connections, one of you saying something to me at some point, or me saying something to one of you, if we're able to do Project 21, and even then come to a point where we get our most significant other involved, and we get to Project 42, which is the answer to life and everything and all, you know, all the things, and you all know the words better than I do. Yeah, friends. Wouldn't it be nice to not have to look over your fucking shoulder all the time? Wouldn't it be nice to know that, like, we all kind of were working towards a singularity, towards a common goal? And, you know, yeah. Shit. I think my fantasy here and my dreams, y'all, and make this my beauty pageant moment. It is for some level of world peace. It is for some level of acceptance of everybody. I'm tired of all these differences, man. Can't y'all see that your differences are beautiful? It's okay. Or you live over there, do your thing. There's no reason why we need to bomb each other. And here's the thing. What is the essentials that we need, right? Because if you live in a land that doesn't have the same access to things, and what the fuck do we have access to anyway? Some gold and some diamonds, and we go, oh, we made all this value out of nowhere. Shiny rocks, now everybody fucking buys in. Everybody buy into the concept. We all need to have something that, like, we can keep producing. So you mean to tell me that a broke country that it's not on fucking gold mines, it doesn't have the capacity of mining, they aren't on oil reserves, they don't have the capacity of digging for oil, that the people there just don't deserve the same? And I can't, there's, nah. Differences, cannabis differences. Yeah, I mean, there's, like, I think there's a natural, like, something in nature that makes difference, right? I know a lot of you have heard me say this, and it's one of my favorite stories to draw a correlation to life, right? But why don't big cats hunt together? If a lion pissed on that tree and a cheetah pissed on that tree, then it just means stay the fuck away from me. And if they just both hunted together, there's plenty of them wildebeest things or fucking antelopes or whatever. You know, they're like big tall yard rats, and they produce by the millions, and their population's been kind of consistent through at least as far as we've known. And there's deterioration of all types of numbers, but different ecosystems seem to come up, and there's rises and falls in I think all life, right? But let's just agree that big cats are fucking all big cats, right? Why don't they hunt together? Well, it's because of the blatant differences. Well, that's just silly then, right? For us, we can go, okay, well, yeah, that's nature being nature. Well, we're supposed to be intelligent. We're supposed to be cognitively aware. And I think if we were, there's no way that we would say, because you have different skin color, I should shoot at you. That sounds fucking ignorant. Or just because you worship another big ghost in the sky, well, your big ghost, I know my big ghost is better than your big ghost, so fuck you. I'm gonna kill you for it. No way. Are we really? That's how much you, in that, what are these things rooted in? It's like, one is a belief, skin color is a fucking absolute, you have no fucking control of it. The individual who fucking I'm talking to right now, you and the other person that you try to bring another life into have some control of it, but like, What's the like? There's no difference. We're all just fucking humans, man. Shit. I'd like to share a joint with you. I'd like to fucking be on the same page as you. But yeah. So, and there you go, Gare Bear. Way to bring it into context. Well, and 100% Chi-Town, but also let's speak in this context for one moment. Gary lived a few minutes of a drive, all right? So maybe a matter of a few miles away from a tornado that was pretty devastating. It was a pretty big sucker. Ripped some shit up, and yeah, I think it has some deaths on its hands too. Gary was in that close of a proximity. How? You're in the wrong place at the wrong fucking time. And the earth spins clouds and weather patterns to the point of winds that fucking blow your house apart and end up killing you, right? Like, the fragility in this thing for us to not accept the fragility of it, and for us not to fucking go, holy shit, we are all way more fucking common to one another, and then somehow try to find a common path to, you know, shit, creation and not consumption. I mean, we gotta figure it. Yeah. But I would love to see a world peace, man. God damn, would it be cool. It'd be really neat to see everybody speaking together. It'd be really cool to have everybody have a common goal. And as long as we're all made to pick something different than somebody else and to try to prove our individuality and to try to prove your identity, it will only make it tougher. But yeah, that's it, friends. I love y'all. I appreciate you letting me give my rants on things. I appreciate y'all staying up this late. But we've had quite a kick-ass crew throughout the evening, and I am unbelievably grateful that y'all come in and partake in any part of it. I know I get ranty sometimes. I know I start giving my perspectives and views a lot. I know that a lot of it is on the same topics, and I bring up the same key points. Boy, would I like to see us all get along. I would love to see everybody just... And if it's in the plant, by all means, then let's run it. But no matter what, I know confidently that this plant offers a good amount of health and a good amount of acceptance, a good amount of community, a lot of the positive words that a lot of us have used throughout the night to speak on why you come in here and why cannabis is that part in your life, and sitting around and chatting about it a little bit, drawing more light to the purpose behind the sciences too. I think it's all really neat. And if any of you have any questions, like I said, I'd love to be able to share my perspective on it. There's plenty of, you know, and this is why I think I've been doing the conditional cannabis corner with Guapo, is because there's a lot of conditions that exist out there that are benefited by cannabis, right? Wildly enough, I could do multiple conditional cannabis corners on individual conditions sometimes. When I heard the other day, I was like, man, I forgot to bring up a whole entire key point to my thought process. It's not that it's left out. It's not that it's anything. It's that there's so many more aspects to how this thing can be impactful. And again, more creative and less consuming. And you know, for that, thank you all. I love y'all. Cannabis is the coolest fucking plant. Let's put on, you know, we should put on this right here. Hits from the ball. Hits from the ball. I hope you strike peace when you seek it. I hope you find love when you need it, and I hope you can cope when you feel it. Peacekeepers, I am out. I am going to go spend the weekend with a couple of friends. We're going to go drive to our neighboring state of Iowa, and we're going to throw some frisbee disc golfing. We're going to have a good time. And I hope you all enjoy your... Which day is this? We got a holiday coming up. Memorial Day? I think so, right? I feel bad for not knowing. I just am not into the scheduled part of life currently, so I don't keep... my keeping track of the days is a lot harder. But... golly. Thank you, Chi-Town. I hope you have a wonderful extended weekend as well. And Garrett Bear, I hope you also have a great evening. To all of my friends and everybody who's responded, talked. Dudley, thank you again. You know, I don't have to do that long, boring thing where I go up and thank everybody. I appreciate all of you. You all know who you are. There's a lot of you tonight. I'm so grateful to have the growers coming through nowadays. Thank you, Guapo, for introducing and kind of bringing those communities together. Thank you all for letting me give my concepts on maybe some things to try out. Maybe you do and maybe you don't. And maybe you hate me for having my perspectives or not. I really just want to try and heal and connect and get a lot more of the people who are suffering away from suffering, and this plant does a damn good job of it. Thank you, Deli. I appreciate that. Let me also really quick give y'all one of these.
Avocado, 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 potato, 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 potato.
Hey, fentanyl ain't no good. Hey, fentanyl ain't no good. Hey, fentanyl ain't no good.
Oh, that shit is
Disgusting.
It is disgusting. Drummer, thank you so much. Dudley, I appreciate you. Gary, Chi-Town Hi-Fi, all of you who made it all the way to the end. And y'all are some fucking heroes. For those of you who didn't make it all the way to the end and you're listening to me say this right now too, you also are a hero. I appreciate all of you for sharing in these thoughts and in my perspectives. Again, I can't tell you how grateful I am for all of you to give me your attention and your love. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please, anything that I can do to reciprocate that, I beg you to just be open and honest with it. Let's do some more guests. I would like to do guests and talk more on people's... I just said talk more on. Yeah, that's great. To talk more on what people have gone through and what they've used cannabis for in a health journey, in a personal journey, and how people are using it to cope with, you know, the pressures of everyday life. And we'll do this soon. I love y'all. Stay lit, stay sexy, and stay awesome. Now, I like that. My friends, thanks again. Enjoy your weekend. See you soon. Bye, y'all. Love you now.